Hey everybody, Graham here. Yesterday was a really big day for social media. A couple things happened, both of which have the potential to be pretty big. So, the first thing that happened is that Elon Musk revived his original offer to buy Twitter for whatever it is, 44 billion or something, 50 billion, $44 per share, something like that. Anyway, the deal is back on. And I saw one thing, I haven't followed up on it. I'll have to check it out and verify it. But I saw something that said he could take over as soon as Friday. This is going to be interesting for Twitter. I mean, a lot of people have talked about what it could mean. We know that Elon is a bit more of a free speech person than your average Silicon Valley type. So there's potential that things could change at Twitter, that maybe shadow bannings will go away and maybe more people will get verified and more bots will be discovered. I'm interested in what this might mean for someone like C. Boozy, who does his business using the Twitter API, and I wonder what new Twitter management might make of the way he's using that API, and what his non-compliance with European data security laws might mean for his position with regard to Twitter. So that's interesting. But what I think will be the most interesting is just people coming back who were banned, most notably probably President Trump. And, lots of people who were shadow banned will now have higher visibility. So I'm interested in what that will mean. And I'm hoping that it will mean that Twitter will be more of a place where people can legitimately express themselves rather than having to be very coy about what they say, so that they don't get mobbed and that sort of thing. The other thing that happened is that Facebook is looking at a crap ton of layoffs, somewhere in the neighborhood of 12,000. And the way they're going about this is extremely slimy. Rather than just saying we're going to lay people off, what they are doing is they are directing managers to designate certain employees as underperforming. So basically what they're going to try and do is get rid of everybody whose manager doesn't think they're doing a great job. Now, Facebook being what it is, I suspect the definition of what constitutes underperformance to be somewhat fluid and somewhat dependent on the viewpoints of the manager and the employee in question. If I thought this were just a case of culling the deadwood, I probably wouldn't care. But what's going on here is that Zuckerberg is saying, so, okay, you've got these people who are doing their jobs and they're doing all right, but they're not doing as well as maybe some of the other people in their departments. But rather than labeling them as, okay, they're getting their work done, we're now going to label them as being underperforming. And then we're going to get rid of them. And for me, as someone who is employed, I would be really upset if I heard that the management of the company that I work for was doing that sort of thing. I would rather just be straight up laid off than told, oh, hey, you're underperforming. But I guess this is a way they can get around things like seniority and stuff like that. And I don't know if this is going to, that when these people get let go, if they're going to be considered laid off or fired. One would hope that it would be laid off so that they could at least collect unemployment, but who knows? But regardless, with Elon coming in and significant layoffs at Facebook, I think this is going to be a pretty seismic shift for social media. At least I'm hoping, because I would really love to see the social media landscape loosen up a little bit and just let people be. So that's where things are. Just to sort of give you an idea of what's on my radar, I've been starting to pay attention to the Danny Masterson thing because he's got 2 legal problems coming his way, and one of which is that he is being criminally charged with bad things that start with R and with SA, and he is also being sued by a couple of his purported victims who, and this is the interesting part, are also suing the Church of Scientology and various other organizations within its purview, and David Miscavige, the head of Scientology, personally. So I find that very interesting, and I'll be watching both of those cases to see what happens. Scientology was trying really hard to keep their name out of both of these cases. My understanding is they filed a motion in, I think, the civil case to the extent that the word Scientology could not be used, that they could only refer to it as the church or the organization or the club, but not the Church of Scientology. And my understanding is that motion was not granted, so the word Scientology will be used a lot in the court proceedings. So I think all of that is going to be very interesting. I'll be keeping an eye on LawTube. Of course, I am continuing to watch the Nate the Lawyer v. Boozy and the People of Europe v. Boozy situation that's going on, but it appears that right now things are in one of those sort of periods where letters have been sent and motions have been filed, and now we wait. So news on that front may be slow, but of course I'll let you know about anything that I see. And so, I'm keeping an eye on that, and I'm watching the Danny Masterson thing. The Danny Masterson thing really kind of is frustrating to me because I was a big fan of that 70s show. The first, well, not the first, but the ages 4 to 14 for me were spent in the 70s. So that 70s show was a bit of nostalgia that really resonated with me. Even though I don't tend to go for nostalgia, it did remind me quite a bit of what the 70s were actually like, and it was just a funny show, and the characters were good, and specifically the character of Hyde was good. I liked it. I was a fan. I loved the show, and now Hyde is evidently a really nasty guy, if all of this is true. And I hate that. It sucks when people that you at least liked, I wouldn't say I admired this guy or anything like that. I liked him as an actor. I liked his character, and just kind of sucks. And like with the Johnny Depp thing, I could say that I like Johnny Depp, but I'm not like a huge fan. I enjoy his movies. Usually, there's a lot of them I haven't seen, but I've never watched one of his movies and gone, well, that could have been a good movie, except Depp's performance kind of sank it. Never anything like that. His performances are always good. But had he not managed to exonerate himself, and had I continued to be under the misapprehension that he is an abuser, or that he did abuse his ex-wife, I wouldn't have felt any kind of particular way about it. But this Hyde thing, I guess just because I watched the show so much and I was into it, and for a while among people my age, it was kind of a cultural touchstone. So, kind of a bummer. But anyway, we'll watch it, and we'll see what happens. I will be, of course, watching LawTube to get the legal takes on it. I will be watching Colonel Kurtz to get the sociological take on it, and I will be watching Aaron from Growing Up in Scientology because he seems to have an interesting insight into it. So there it is. That's what's going on. Of course, I'll weigh in on anything else that catches my eye if it comes up, but apart from that, I'm just going to keep an eye on these things, and I will talk to you in the next one. Graham out. Bye-bye.